Well, hello there, people of the internet. Welcome to my review of Dragon Ball Super, episode 120. I enjoyed this episode mainly because it was much better than last week's episode. Last week's episode was a little stiff, and it wasn't really fitting in with the flow of the previous episodes. This one fit perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into the review. Actually, before that, the animation in last week's episode was a little stiff. This episode was dynamic. It was fast paced. It was not forced like how last week seemed. And no characters were wrongfully or bullshitted in this episode like Piccolo was. Alright then, now I'll get to the actual review of this episode. Okay, so the episode starts off with the Great Priest talking about the universe is left and how it will actually be more exciting, because Zeno actually thought that it would be boring because there are only 3 more universes left or something like that. He was a bit sad, but this is actually where the tension starts to rise again, because this is when the remaining universes actually think they have a chance, and they actually put their all into actually surviving. So Universe 3 starts to do that in this episode. They try to take the initiative in taking down Universe 7, who has the most warriors. The best tactic, to be honest. They don't want to attack Universe 11, who has the fewest warriors, who also has Jiren, because Jiren will cleave them. He will leave them without warriors. So the best plan was actually to attack Universe 11, who has tired out warriors who've been fighting this entire time because they were the main targets of this tournament. Universe 7 has a tired out Goku. Goku is completely out of stamina, and that's why they're deciding to pick off Universe 7 first. Remember, the Tournament of Power has a rule where it says the universe that wins is the universe with the most amount of participants at the end. There are only 10 minutes left at the end of the Tournament of Power, so that's very soon. So it's important to have the most fighters left, and that is where they're actually going with this plan. So it's almost time for Universe 7 versus 11, which we know will happen because Universe 7 consists of the main characters. So Universe 3 is going to go down in a few episodes. So this episode, it continues on with the robots. They come together from wherever they are, and Dr. Pepperoni orders them to attack Universe 7, and they unleash a relentless attack against Goku, Vegeta, and the others, and they're actually putting up a very good fight. They wouldn't have lasted this long if they weren't strong. So Android 18 and 17 actually go up against Viara, the robot with the actual very high defense. So the thought behind VR, or the strategy behind VR, is that his defense would tire out his opponents, and then he'd use their tiredness to actually counterattack. But I don't think, or they didn't count on Android 18 and Android 17's biology. They didn't count that Android 17 and 18 they don't actually tire out. So that is why VR lost against Android 17 and 18. So I love how they utilize Android 17 and 18's ability as androids yet again, or cyborgs. So VR cracked under the pressure of the 2's combos and actually got knocked off. But we'll come back to when VR actually got knocked off later. And we'll go over to where we'll talk about Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan at this point in time. So Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan they get relentlessly attacked by the 3 other robots, because there are 4 of them in this episode from Universe 3. So they're getting relentlessly attacked, and Goku's having a hard time, Vegeta's having a hard time, well, a harder time than he probably expected to. So then Gohan actually jumps in and says, "Hey, I'll handle this." He decides to take the initiative yet again, redeeming himself even further in this arc. So he's deciding to take the fight so Vegeta and Gohan can save stamina for Universe 7 and 11. We have to give props to Gohan in this arc. I didn't think much of Gohan going into the Tournament of Power, but I'm thinking of him in a better light now. ever since his fight with Obuni, he's been on a roll, and we have to give him props for that. He's actually trying, he's actually doing his best. He's outdoing a lot. He's doing a lot for Universe 7. So it boils down to a 3 versus 1, Gohan versus the 3 robots. At first he starts having trouble. At first he has trouble with the 3 robots, but then he gets the hang of it, and he's on a roll with them. But because Viara gets knocked off, they decide to merge, or Moscow, the god of destruction for Universe 3, orders them to merge or execute Plan X. Plan X is just them merging into the giant robot known as Koitiarator or whatever. I'm not going to say that word again, but it seems familiar to the Pilaf gang robot that they fused in Dragon Ball way back when. They had their separate robots, and their fusion would look somewhat like a robot like that. I guess it's the same style, so I guess it's to be expected. But these guys are much stronger because Gohan has trouble with this. He was getting pushed back at a point, and he actually needed Goku and Vegeta's help. But he actually pushed them back before needing Goku's and Vegeta's help. So he didn't actually need their help the way I saw it. So Goku and Vegeta distract the giant robot, and Gohan takes this chance to launch a Kamehameha to knock them off once and for all. Knock the merged robot off once and for all. But sadly, they started celebrating too early because Dr. Pepperoni is a persistent asshole. He actually clings on to the stage, and he's so persistent he would put his life on the line for a final plan to knock off or bring Universe 7 down with him. And looking at the preview for next episode, this plan actually looks legit. It looks like it will be devastating to Universe 7 in some way, because all of them have to fight the creation of Dr. Pepperoni. That's a funny name, Dr. Pepperoni, but whatever. So next episode is going to be hype. It's going to be lit, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to that monster Dr. Pepperoni has created and how they will defeat it, because that thing is destroying the arena everywhere. It's just destroying the arena, and we know the arena is the hardest substance in the universe, so it's a feat to be able to do that. So that was my review. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, leave your thoughts on the episode, and tune in next week for more Dragon Ball Super. Remember, episode 122 is the episode we're all waiting for. Vegeta challenges the strongest. I am excited. Hopefully he doesn't take an L.